Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival, where we're celebrating our 31st anniversary. We're coming to you live from Yavapai College. Yavapai College is one of our sponsors, along with our title sponsor, Mercedes-Benz. We would like to thank all our volunteers, hoteliers, restaurateurs, who year after year participate in this festival. We are so grateful. And we bill this as the Filmmakers Film Festival, because each year we have amazing filmmakers who come here from around the world. And these two filmmakers are no exception whatsoever, because we are so happy to have them here, spend the evening with you last night. Please introduce yourselves and your film.
I am Martine Guigui. The film is Sweetwater.
I am Dahlia Waingord Guigui.
And you are?
I am the producer of Sweetwater.
Awesome, amazing team. So it was such a delight seeing both of you last night.
Likewise.
And you know, I think one of the things that impressed me so much is I didn't even know you, just was introduced in like 2 seconds, and we started having a philosophical conversation.
Yeah, and you know, that in life, that is sort of what we always thrive for, I think, or look for in life, is to connect with people with similar DNA. And it makes the journey much more enjoyable, to say the least. So it was a delightful conversation, absolutely. And we love coming to Sedona. We've been here before. And this film has an algorithm that kind of matches potentially, you know, the feeling, the spiritual feeling you get when the minute you see that mountain range, those rocks, right? It's a connective tissue to history. And so this story is about exactly that. It's a connective tissue to a moment in time that for some reason went under the radar. And I didn't mean to jump into
No.
film. I apologize.
No, I wanted you to. I mean, so the film Sweetwater is about a Harlem Globetrotter, a basketball player who went on to play for the NBA, and he was the first black basketball player for the NBA.
So I did a good job segueing.
Yes, you did. So, actually, you probably should. No, it's okay. I know your film. I watched it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it was amazing because there were so many different moving parts. I think the cast, from what I understand, there were like 80 people in the cast. And these are names that are not small names that were in the cast either. So amazing. You had Richard Dreyfuss, Jeremy Piven, who was here last night for another film, The Performer. So he's also in Sweetwater. Now we're going to be introduced to Everett Osborne, who is actually a brand new actor, right? And he was the star of the film.
This was his first feature. And yeah, he was surrounded by a pedigree of just, you know, call it craftsmanship, right, in terms of the acting community, with Dreyfuss, as you said, and
Carrie Elways.
Yes.
Kevin Pollak as well. And you know, what was really interesting about this cast is that the movie took over 25 years to come to fruition. There's no rhyme or reason why films of this nature, independent nature, of this sensitive, fragile subject matter, take a while to get made, but along that road, as I was paving it, I would bump into or get introduced to an actor, or I would envision a particular actor and seek that actor out and say, hey, would you read the script? I think you'd be perfect in this role. So when we got greenlit to make the film, which is a story unto itself, but we honored those. We went back to all the individuals who we had chatted with. And they were like, are you sure? Because there had been many false starts for the picture. Are you sure? Are you sure? Like Richard Dreyfuss answered the phone. He was like, are you sure? And I was like, I'm sure. Are you sure? Are you sure? I said, I'm sure.
But what's great is that since we had been friends with these actors along the way, there was a shorthand that happened on set. And so Martine is an actor's director. He really allows for, you know, endless possibilities. The script, as he says, is the Bible and the map, but what happens on set is magic. So these actors really felt, you know, like they had a playground, a sandbox, and a comfort zone to just be able to do what they needed to do to play the roles.
And I think that nurtured Everett Osborne, because this was the first feature film for this guy. He had basketball background. He had played.
And he's almost in every scene. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean throughout the whole entire film, I was
He
like
does
so
all the
impressed in
basketball.
what he did
Yeah.
because he told me, he played basketball in Australia.
Yeah.
So like I was impressed with that, right? And then also that he did plays. So his family, they did like I guess their plays with their church.
Yes.
So that's like really what that's the acting that he had, and I think he was in one television show, and that was really about it. And then he carried like pretty much just like you said in every single scene. I was like
he
so
channeled
impressed by
this
that.
role in such a way that he felt like it was the convergence of his life's journey to be able to play this role. Basketball and the acting had come together in such an organic way that it was effortless in some takes that we did especially on the basketball were in one take. I mean, we did not, he all of the basketball sequences he did 100% himself. We never had any doubles. We didn't lower the hoop. There wasn't anything. So the dunking, the 3-point, the across the court, it was him. And it was
Wow.
in one take, more the majority of them.
There's an interesting connection to his purpose on the planet. And I say this because Dahlia and I have been together it'll be 25 years next week, our anniversary.
Aw.
And when Dahlia and I met, this was one of the first things I mentioned to her was this story, and how I knew that this story, even though us meeting was meant to be in part of our purpose, having a family is the reason we're here. However, making this film was also an incredibly critical part of our journey for some reason. And he identified with that. And everybody on the set, I'm going to say, even a production assistant, it became what we call the Sweetwater family. And that's how this independent film got made. It was the collective DNA, spiritual energy of everybody who knew this story had to be told.
Right.
It's very interesting that way. It doesn't happen very often.
Well, I also hear that you're a mean basketball player. So I'm very competitive from what I understand. And somehow you've raised the bar that Dave feels like that that there needs to be some kind of professional team that's
Oh, yes. Whoa, we need to go on the road with Dave and the rest of the...
yeah, so
There
now
was a running joke throughout the history of trying to make the movie that even if a bigger director was going to come to the table because a financier was like, oh, well, you haven't made enough movies. Obviously, by the time we made the movie, Martin had directed he has a tremendous resume, but early on. And he said, well, if I can beat them one-on-one, or if they can beat me one-on-one, then maybe I'll consider them directing the picture, because he knew that he could beat
that he could beat
anyone.
them all. I know. Like you played basketball, right? As a young...
He still does.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love basketball.
That's all we need to hear right there. Well, I have like a million questions I want to ask, but I know that we're short on time because it's such a delight to have both of you here. You have your son Noah, and then you have two
Esther and
daughters.
Rebecca.
Yes, because
Yeah,
I saw them last night.
They're all musicians. They're all uber talented, and
Actors as well.
yeah,
Wow.
we love that they're embracing art, and which is what brings them fulfillment. And they have, at a young age, have been exposed to enough of how to create art that they have now attained self-realization at a young age. And that's, I think, the key to moving evolution of our culture, global culture forward, is self-realization at an early age, whether that's through education or whether that's through self-enlightenment. And that'll bring potentially, less war and more kindness to the planet.
Right. And also good parenting. So.
A little bit of that. Thank God for Dahlia.
Well, I just, when you were talking about your anniversary and everything, I was watching her tear up. So I'm just telling you, and just, it just warmed my heart. So I'm so appreciative. And I got to meet Noah last night, and he was just such a sweet, just a sweet soul. So shout out to Noah, shout out to the family. I'm really thank you for bringing them here, and thank you for being here with us.
We're thrilled and honored to be a part of the Sedona community for this amazing festival. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. And don't forget, get your tickets for this evening's Sweetwater. It's at 7 p.m. We'll also have a red carpet afterwards. There'll be also a Q&A after the film, so you'll get to ask questions, but get your tickets. And thank you again. I know Everett Osborne is going to be up next, so just stay with us.